Hi guys, it's Amy Trainer here, and I'm here to discuss with you Module 1. So what is distance education? To me, distance education involves separation of student and teacher in regards to the traditional classroom where students and teachers are working together in sync, which would be synchronous learning in four walls with a door, window, and desks. Distance learning can happen in a multitude of ways. We can have live instruction through platforms like Zoom, Microsoft Teams, or Skype. We can have asynchronous learning through platforms such as Blackboard and Schoology, where students can log in and work at their own pace. And teachers are still able to interact with students through both types of distance learning. And students do have the opportunity to interact with each other as well. The benefits and drawbacks. The biggest benefit of distance education is when students can work at their own pace and the teacher can scaffold with ease. For example, I can assign the same reading to all my students, but can give each student a different lexile level without each student realizing they may have something different from their classmates because we're online and by ourselves. Another benefit of distance learning is the learning location. Students and teachers do not have to be in the same place for learning to happen. A teacher can teach from their office while a student can be more comfortable at home. A drawback of distance learning could be the lack of face-to-face interaction. Even though videos and meetings together online is considered interaction, some students work best when the teacher is right there in front of them to give them guidance and even sit down and work together with that student one-on-one. Another drawback, and I find this to be the biggest drawback, is accessibility. Many students may not have the proper accessibility to be able to work online. Some students may not have computers, internet, or are sharing the internet with other people in their household. Sometimes accessibility changes daily as well. If Comcast has an outage, then many students or even teachers may not be able to access work for that day. I remember I had to teach from my phone one time because my internet was out. Accessibility can go as far as students having the capabilities of being able to type properly online. Sometimes handwriting is quicker than typing for these students. And finally, going forward, what should we be doing with distance education in the future? I think distance learning is going to be changing going forward, and I think it is going to be more online compared to what Moore and Kearsley say in chapter 1. My opinion is that distance learning should be more available to students. Adults like us are allowed to take self-paced online classes, and I was able to do this in my undergrad as well. This should be open to K through 12 as long as we can provide students the needs and be able to give them accessibility to proper online learning. I also believe we should have full online distance education offered through the public school systems. Many students actually thrived in this type of environment who would normally not do great in a regular traditional classroom. We also just need to be sure that distance learning is being implemented properly to ensure that our students are being successful. And finally, here are my sources.